I'm Rich from NeoWin. Today we're unboxing the Fossil Sport smartwatch. It's really, I just call it the Fossil Sport. It says Sport Touchscreen Smartwatch. So this is a pretty cool device. It's one of the first to use Qualcomm's new Snapdragon Wear 3100 platform. And so there's some pretty cool stuff there. Also, it's pretty much sold out everywhere. It's very hard to find in a store. You can order it online. But they showed me this thing at CES, and they don't have any review units yet. But I fell in love with it, and I just went out and bought it because it's actually really nice. And also, my Apple Watch is cracked now. And Apple actually takes $400 to, if you don't have Apple Care, to fix a screen. So this thing costs $255, and it's actually a pretty amazing device. So about the Snapdragon Wear 3100. So Qualcomm has made some improvements in some areas. Now it's still an ARM Cortex A7 processor, which it's been using for 3 generations now, which is kind of a bummer. The original generation of Android Wear watches used the Snapdragon 400 platform. Then they did Snapdragon 2100, all Cortex A7, and now we got the 3100. But while it's still A7, so you're not getting a huge boost in performance here, but what you are getting is it's something that Qualcomm calls big, small, tiny. So on phones, which I have a phone here that I'm going to hook up to this watch, you have something called big, little. So we have more powerful cores, you know, Cortex, whatever it is these days, because Qualcomm has Cryo. But anyway, or Cryo Gold for the big cores. And so you have these powerful cores, usually an octa-core chipset, you have either 2 or 4 really powerful cores. They handle those powerful tasks, your games and stuff, simplifying it. But and then you have little cores, which are less powerful cores, more efficient cores, and they handle those tiny tasks like, you know, background notification sync and stuff. So your phone isn't using those powerful cores for that, so it's not using as much power to do those trivial tasks. So they did 3 tiers. Well, basically what they did is they took that and they scaled it down to smartwatches. They did 3 tiers: big, small, tiny. So now there's more features for the ambient display. You can do a full color ambient display. You can do a moving second hand on the ambient display now. So it's better power management, and that's huge, right? Because that hasn't been done yet. So it's kind of cool. All right, so we're gonna open this up. Right, not the fanciest of boxes, but that's okay. Over here is a USB Type A power adapter, and it attaches to the watch via 2 pins that are right here. So I wasn't a fan of that. I'm not a fan of chargers, watch chargers that charge through, oh, this just comes apart. Okay, watch chargers that charge through pins, because the issue that tends to come up is that, like, this is a sports smartwatch, so presumably people that buy it are going to be exercising, and they're going to be sweating. So these pins get dirty. Fossil has a unique workaround for that. I do prefer wireless charging, but you get these rings underneath the product, okay? And so you should be able to charge anywhere along that ring, so you don't just have 2 pins that get dirty because you have a whole ring. So if it's not charging, you can just adjust it. Also in the box here, we've got some paperwork. We get a book of warranty information, which no one is going to read, although it seems to be largely in just a wide variety of languages. So it seems like there's just a few pages to read if you do want to start reading it. See, Fossil Q touchscreen smartwatch. I don't even know what they're called. It should just be Fossil Sport. Some instructions: charge and power on, download and pair. Very simple. And yeah, that's what we got in the box. We got a charger, this little construction that the watch came on, and that's going to go back in there. And now we'll boot this thing up. Alright, so setup is finishing up, and while that's happening, I want to point out a few things. One, Here, first of all, here's my terribly shattered, not shattered, but it's cracked, my Apple Watch, um, which Apple wants $400 to fix. But anyway, I want to put them side by side. This is on top of the charger right now, but we can see that this is about the same width as an Apple Watch. But the thing is, it's so light. And that was one of the things that really got me when they were showing this to me at CES, is that this thing is so light, you feel like it's not even on. And I really appreciated the design of this thing. Like I said, there are rings on the back for charging. And so we can just adjust this however we want. And it's a pretty unique answer to that problem that I described earlier. Okay, so this is finishing up. It has a 1.2 inch AMOLED display. It has a 390 ppi pixel density. So that should be plenty. You're not going to see any pixelation on here. It comes in two different sizes, 41 millimeter and 43 millimeter. But the display size is the same on both. Oh, I have to go through the tutorial. Swipe in each direction. Tap to sign to Google Fit. That's something I'm going to be using when I test this out. Yeah, the display is the same size on both. The larger one just has kind of a bigger bezel, if that's what you're into. So interestingly, it doesn't have a bigger battery. Literally the only thing that's different about these two devices is that, I hate tutorials. The only thing that's different about the two different sizes is the bezel size. Fit is kind of being a pain for just when I wanted to swipe in another direction. Okay, so this is Google Assistant stuff and push button for apps. So this is your app drawer. You can use it to go back. I'm just trying to get through this. I really hate tutorials, but I guess smartwatches are new to many people that buy them, right? So it is important to show the interface. Okay, so another thing, this uses standard 22 millimeter bands, and so if you don't like the one that came with your watch, you can get any one that you like. So yeah, standard Wear OS stuff. It's not Android Wear anymore. I probably keep calling it Android Wear, but yeah. So you can see when it goes to sleep that we actually have color on the ambient display, which is so you could do a bunch of colors. You can do moving second hands. So here we have a screen that actually has a second hand, and we're gonna see when this goes to the ambient display that it's still gonna show that second hand. And it may sound dumb, but there you have it. It may sound dumb. It may sound something like that's not important, but this is like a huge issue with power management. It's a big deal. Would be nice to see some larger performance improvements than I'm sure I'm going to see from this watch, because I do have a lot of Snapdragon 2100, Snapdragon Wear 2100 watches that I've used, and I've also used many of the original Android Wear watches when it was Android Wear, so I'm not saying it wrong, but yeah, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the Snapdragon Wear 3100. I was really excited when it was announced because it's doing some new things architecturally. Disappointed that it's still using Cortex-A7. So I mean, it's pretty cool. I do expect Apple to kind of copy this next year, and I think this is the trend that we're going to see. Like, we've been using this in phones for so long, it only made sense for it to start getting scaled down to smartwatches, so we can start doing things like what you just saw. I love this watch from the brief time that I had it or that I wore it at CES, because it was really just a meeting with Fossil, and I just I fell in love with it because it's so light, it's so comfortable, it feels like you're wearing nothing. You know, I wanted the black one. I went to a Fossil store on Long Island, and they had the black one on display. They didn't have one in stock. I ended up getting the blue one, and it's another thing about this device. It comes in all different colors. There's a yellow one that has, I think, a silver body. There's the blue one. You can see that it has a blue back, but this one has a black casing. I think that there's one with a blue casing. There's a red one with red casing. These are all very nice. And the thing is, you can change the band. So I wanted that black casing. It has the blue bottom, which you can't swap out, but actually I think the black band is going to look really cool with the blue. We actually swapped it out in the store. It looks pretty cool. So I think it's going to be exciting. So stick around. A few weeks we'll have a review on this, and I'm going to compare it to, other Android Wear watches Wear OS watches that I've used. Because the LG Sport, LG Watch Sport, the Huawei watch I've used, and obviously I've used the old school ones, the classics like the Moto 360. I don't know if anything will ever beat the Moto 360 for me, but Motorola doesn't make watches anymore, and not many companies do. So Fossil's doing a great job, I think. I'm really excited about this. So check back then. I'm Rich from NeoWin. Have a great night.